On June 28, 2012, the Charlotte wildfire raced through the Mink Creek and Gibson Jack areas of Pocatello, destroying 66 homes in its path. Karen Jeppson and Fritz Zweigart lost their homes and just about all of their possessions in the Charlotte fire. And they were both customers of Farm Bureau Insurance. Fritz Zweigart recalls his experience.
I was working in Blackfoot, and she called me about 2 o'clock, 2:10, and she was telling me, you know, I smell smoke in the air. I see a little ash coming down. I'm like, huh, yeah, probably a little fire, huh? And she goes, yeah, not too worried about it. About 5 minutes later, she called again and said, well, I'm really seeing the smoke now, you know. And I'm like, well, I'll probably get it out, but maybe you ought to throw some pictures in the truck and maybe you ought to leave. Nah, I'll be all right. And she called about 10 minutes later and said, I can see the flames over by that house on the ridge, you know, that new one? And I'm like, yeah. She goes, I see the flames up around that house. And I said, get some pictures in there, get the dog and get out of there. Nope, I'm not leaving the house. I said, Linda, leave. She wouldn't do it. So I called Nick. I said, Nick, call your mom and tell her to leave the house. She won't listen to me. So Nick called. She said, no, I'm not leaving the house. And Nick said, well, if you want to burn up, what about your dog? You want your dog to burn up? She goes, oh, you're right about that. So she hopped in the truck and vacated the property. And I was heading into town, probably doing 90, and I got to Century High, and when I first got into north of Pocatello, I seen all that smoke, and I'm like, oh man, this is bad. And then when I got to Century High and I was looking at this area, I just started crying because I knew my house was gone. An hour before the fire, Fritz and Nick were up here and she made them lunch. And you know, everything was fine an hour before that. And they were up here, had lunch, and all right, see you, Mom. And if they could have been up here when that fire was here, I know they could have saved. We didn't save anything because we didn't think the house would burn down anyway. Brick home, and we had a pretty good fire break. And oh, were we fooled. A month before the fire, I was with another insurance company, and my niece called me up and said, hey, Uncle Fritz, I'm working at Farm Bureau, would you like a quote? Family working there, yeah, I'll give you some business. You know, I was with Liberty Mutual, and so she came out and did her thing and called me back a week later, and hey, this is what I can do. I can up your coverage, I can do better on the autos, and I can save you some money. I said, well, okay, let's do it. And she said, when can you come down and sign? I said, right now. And then 3 weeks later, the fire hit. And that coverage she increased probably saved me between 70 and 100,000. I was like, oh, I hope they don't fire somebody for, 3 weeks later they have this huge loss, and I thought, wow, I bet they're not very happy. But no, they treated us like we've been there all our life. That's probably around 1st of September. We decided to go ahead and rebuild at this same location, and I'm glad we did. Yeah, I didn't think brick would burn like that, but it sure did. There's her car in the garage. There's the front of the house. There's the basement. I think that's their washer and dryer we just bought. There's a basement. Yeah, as you can see, there's not much there's nothing to salvage. The deck was right here with the hot tub because there's part of the island right here. There's garage door. There's the front of the house. We had a deck on the front of the house too. And yeah, there's the deck on the front of the house, what's left of it. There's the RV pad where my RV was at. We had a spot for 2 RVs, and then like in this area, it's like, gosh, what am I gonna do for a yard? What do I need to do? You're just kind of scratching your head. But they did a good job. I was happy with what we got. And then, let's see, summer move-in date, April 23rd. The process of going through with the insurance and everything went a lot smoother than I thought it would. I can see how they were on top of things. Farm Bureau, Greg Murray was there. I mean, he treated us like gold. The company treated us like gold. Doug, our insurance rep over on Alameda, he was right there. I mean, we recommend anybody to Farm Bureau. The way Farm Bureau treated us. That's it. I mean, that's what I'm happiest about.